Hey, hey, what's up, good people? This is the Stocks with Josh Slash, Larry. Stock over Larry Jones. Listen, as you can see, I got my guy Josh. I'm actually here at his studio, and he was so kind enough to let me shoot my video today. Josh, before I get started, just say hello to the people.
It's a privilege and honor to have Larry Jones in the house today. I'm thrilled to have him out here in Texas. We're having a really nice time, and we're going to have an interesting dialogue about this September shock, a market that won't go down, Larry.
It won't go down. It won't go down. So, good people, I am not, just haven't prepared anything. And I just asked Josh, hey, let's just get on camera and have a discussion. Now, first things first, I'm the greatest. That's words to that song. First things first, I'm the greatest. But anyway,
Are you the goat?
No, you the goat.
You the goat.
He the shark goat. Listen, good people, all kidding aside, this morning, market goes up. Of course, an hour before the market opened, we had jobs. And this was the big job numbers that we were waiting for. We had jobs yesterday, unemployment yesterday, but today was the job number we were looking for. The jobs are weakening. And it wasn't weakening by a lot, but it missed forecast.
Yeah.
Now, we're in an area where good news is bad news, but we found out today that bad news is also bad news, right? I always say it takes the market time to decipher whenever we get any type of inflation data, including the FOMC meeting. Every time there's an FOMC meeting, the market goes up the day before, Fed talks, it goes down, and generally 48 hours after the meeting is over, there lies reality. The market was confused right at the onset. It ran up.
Yeah.
The S&P was flat. The Dow was down by 100 points. Then the NASDAQ was slightly up before the numbers came out. Then they came out, and then the NASDAQ ran, right? So NASDAQ ran up, which means that big tech went up, and also crypto started popping. You guys started getting the notifications. This is up by 5%.
It was nice for a moment.
For a moment, right? And then the numbers said, wait a minute. Let's dig into exactly what this report is saying. So later, the numbers come out and the data begins to break down who's actually losing jobs.
Yeah.
And it's broke down by, Hispanics, African Americans, this, and then what sectors. And once it digs into, I'm talking about the market, once it does a deep dive into the data, then reality starts setting in. And short term is good for the market, but long term, it also says that there's stress cracks in a lagging indicator called the jobs, which means that if it happens too bad, we could go into a recession, which also brings the stock market down. So we have good news is bad news. Market goes up. Then the market goes, wait a minute. This is bad news. Then it comes down, right?
Yeah.
What do you got to say on today?
Well, okay, so, this has been the thing. The market is at all-time highs. Here this week, we made all-time highs,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And so the big question, everybody's talking about how September is normally a bad month, okay?
Yes.
And it's hard for us to be sitting here getting too bearish when in the last 10 days, we've been at an all-time high. Some stocks, Larry, have reset their momentum. Some were, going higher and they've cooled off. They actually could begin to go back up. I think that the markets are in sort of a indecision point for the month of September. We've got the potential of a rate cut coming, right? We can get a rate cut and the market would love it as long as the jobs data is not too bad, as you were saying a moment ago.
Yep.
If the job data, if the unemployment spikes, then the market's going to be upset with the Fed that he didn't cut soon enough. And if the unemployment spikes, they're going to be upset if he gives a 25 basis rate point cut versus a 50.
Exactly.
So we're going to be, the market, we're at all-time highs, and a single misstep in any way isn't going to cause the market to pump. It's going to cause the markets to crash. And so now here's where we run into trouble, Larry. And I've been talking a lot about it on my show, is that you don't want to front run that, because just as easily as the market potentially crashing, the market could rip and we could gap higher. So if you attempt to front run an excessively bearish position, such as loading up on the SQQ leaps and putting all your money into that,
right?
If we keep climbing, it's going to be a pain trade. And so I like to believe that we should use the technicals to determine when the breakdown has occurred. And as of this week, as of Friday, the SPY is holding up, and so is Bitcoin. Let's see how it does through the weekend. And you say, well, what if we could have piled in on a nice green candle and by Monday the market's crashing? Listen, if the market starts to crash, it's probably going to keep crashing through the month of September until the Fed gives a reason for it to reverse. So I'm going to trade the trend, and the trend is, without a shadow of a doubt, on Bitcoin and the SPY, the trend is bullish right now. So that's my bottom line.
Right.
I'm sticking to it. My number one discipline is to trade the trend and not to try to guess the trend. Trade it. Green candles, green weekly candle. Can I show them? Can I show them that chart?
Yeah, show them the chart really quick, because I got something. While you're pulling that chart up, I want to add to that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that, because I had a few of my followers commented that, oh man, I was doing a hedge. Sometimes being the best trader is not doing anything. We have a hard time sitting still, Josh.
Oh, absolutely.
And people just go, well, this is happening, so I'm going to guess next week is going to do the reverse.
I'm going to guess next week. Yeah,
that's
don't
not
do that.
investing. Listen, sometimes the best trade you could make is no trade at all. Just sit still and protect your liquidity. Don't be the liquidity. Protect your gains, protect your liquidity.
Well, let me show this chart here for a minute, because I think you guys will get a kick out of it. First of all, let's just take Google, for example.
Yes.
All right, so you think you're going to outsmart the market and you're going to short Google at an all-time high because it's September, right? Nope. Gap up.
Yep.
And this thing flew from 213 to 235. So if you had gotten into some puts here, you would be in the pain trade.
Yep.
Now let's go look at the SPY. Okay, there's not a red candle. Listen, we've had one red candle in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 11 weeks,
Yes.
we've only had one red candle. And, yes, and then look at the volume down here, guys. That's pretty consistent.
Yes.
So it's not like the volume is fading. The volume is holding strong as we go up. And so I think, Larry,
Can you pull up RSI on there? I just want to see.
Yes, sir. Let me minimize the. Yeah, and so there's plenty of room. I mean, honestly, guys, you look at the RSI, these are weekly candles, which means that each candle represents a week in the market, and the RSI is above the 50, and it is above the 60, okay? And there's plenty of room for it to get overbought, which means this bad boy can shoot straight up. Now, does that make sense?
Now, go back to where they were overbought twice and show people how long it could be overbought.
Yeah. So example. So right here, that's a great point, Larry. Let me draw that out here. Okay. So this thing got overbought right here, and for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, 2.5 months, this thing continued to climb. We haven't even gotten overbought yet.
Correct.
Back here, we teased it, and then we got overbought right here, and we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks up. And we're not even overbought yet. There's actually plenty of room for this market to heat up. And I think some people, Larry, and you and I do this, we talk to people every day. And one of the experiences we have is that people try to interpret what we're saying. We want you guys to interpret what we're saying.
Forerun the market.
But not to try. I mean, I'm sitting here telling you this. I'm telling you this market's bullish. I'm telling you that momentum indicators, RSI, as Larry just pointed out, 100% is saying there's room to run. Larry just had a great point. 10 more weeks, this thing, after getting above the 70 on the RSI, 10 more weeks, this could run.
Yes.
So do you want to load a bearish position now?
Right. You don't want to be someone else's liquidity. That's it. You don't want to be roadkill. And again, the hardest thing for traders to do is to sit still. It's hard because
they got money in their pocket and they're trying to make it work for them.
So I started a new portfolio yesterday or last night in preparations for today.
Nice.
You know what we added to
Tell
it
me
today?
about it. What'd you buy?
Nothing.
All right.
And guess what? But what did I lose today? Nothing.
I like that.
Right, because the cool off wasn't enough. I didn't see any true value. I didn't see anything that was oversold, Josh.
Yeah.
And so we're going to literally take this $5,000 and then we're going to start to add to it, but we're going to do something with the 5 first. And we're just going to try to make consistent money. Let's switch over. While you're doing that, you got something else to show. I want to quickly switch over to crypto and the Bitcoin. But go ahead with the point that you're making.
I want to make this point for everybody and keep it super simple. I've given this line of 637.48 as the breakdown line. And so as long as we stay above it, which we have for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, as long as we stay above it, you got to keep thinking risk. I'm putting risk on for an upside move. If we go below 637, we enter into a bear zone that could lead us back to previous resistance, which would be right around 600 to 610. So just be mindful. I'm not a mega bull.
Right.
I'm not Tom Lee here. Okay. Right. I will go and assume risk for a profitable move in the bearish zone when the market breaks down. But Larry, you've got to know that people are trying to front run this.
They're trying to front run it. And now I brought to my audience, Josh, and I've been one of the ones that says we have to look at historical data. The charts will literally show you historical data. And the truth be told, August into September are they give you the lowest returns on the S&P.
Mm-hmm.
We know this, right? There are some since 1920s and there are some since 1990. So I look at the more recent snapshot from 1991, I believe, until now.
Yep.
It tells a story.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I broke it down to weeks. The worst return week
Tell me about it.
is the first week of September and the third week of September. And so far, we're running true. Like the first day of September is when we had a fall. And people always go, well, that doesn't mean it's going to always be the same. Well, if the data shows 8 out of 11 times, that's over 72%. So I'm going to err on the side of the 72% and not the rest. And so that doesn't mean that you try to forerun, but you just kind of save some cash. If you think it's going to dip, you don't put all your cash in, right? If historically 72% of the time, those are the 2 worst weeks, let's just say the first three weeks of September, I'm going to save some August cash just in case there is a big dump so I can buy in, right? But one of the things I'm not going to do in the first week, in the third week of September, is do ridiculous call options and continue to hold them over weekends. Neither am I going to do puts just because historically. So sometimes you just got to wait, okay? Let's shift over into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got anything to say behind that?
Well, I'm going to say the same thing about Bitcoin, that it has lost its momentum. So that's the biggest problem. When you're thinking about the SPY and Bitcoin, they're still in a bullish trend, but they have lost their momentum. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I like. That's what I dislike about Bitcoin right now, is that we are sitting up on the highs and the momentum is completely cooled. And so you do feel that if we were to break through that support, that we could obviously come back. And there are a lot of people would be saying that 125 was the top. And personally, Larry,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want people to get confused, right? I'm going to continue in a bullish stance for Bitcoin and crypto till the end of the year.
Same here.
I think you've done the best out of anybody. I watched Larry's show, and what I like that he's done with crypto is he's been a consistent buyer.
Yes.
Okay. He's been nibbling away, and pretty much everything you've got's in profit, right?
Yes.
Because of that.
Yes.
And so, at the end of the day, if we end up having a nice runoff into the end of this year, why would we run off? Because of increased money supply, lower rates. It's going to cause crypto to run. It's going to cause the IWM and small caps to run. Anything high risk will come back to life. All those things are relatively still on the lows.
Yes.
So I think that there's opportunity there. Having said that, from a big picture view, we're at a place where it's really slowing down for a crawl. And
Mhm.
so, there's risk associated with that. If you did what Larry did, which was nibble the entire bottom, you're probably safe.
Yes.
If someone said to me, well, you think we're still going to have a beautiful blow off top on Bitcoin? Should I buy right now? I would say that your risk situation is so much different than Larry and his
Absolutely.
money movers because you didn't buy the bottom. And I would just say that you almost need to wait until that momentum picks back up.
I would agree with that, but I still see a path to 150 Bitcoin. And that's actually consistently been. So when I saw a path to 150, I was telling my followers that I was going to be taking profits at 130 if it hit 150. I still see a path to 150 Bitcoin. The 200, 250, I still see a path. And I
Me too.
believe, do you too?
I do.
And I absolutely believe that the season. So I watched a piece of your video. This is going to be spicy, and we'll
Tell me
end
about it.
this.
It's okay.
I watched a piece of your
People
video.
love the debates.
All right, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay.
Right now, so I didn't see your total predicament. Your total
I
prediction.
might be in a
and
predicament.
his. Okay,
I
a
might be. You
predicament.
tell me, brother.
But I see the 4-year cycle, right? But I see it changing because of the same thing I've been talking about, because of institutional buying of Bitcoin and humongous institutional buying of Bitcoin, causing Bitcoin to react more to the stock market than it's being a separate entity.
I agree with that
yes,
100%.
thank you. Because of that, I believe that the 4-year cycle may be a 4.5-year cycle. It may be, I don't believe that crypto winter, that Bitcoin, I'm not talking about meme coins. I don't believe that Bitcoin is going to fall 90%. Those days are over. I don't believe Bitcoin is going to fall by 80%. I believe that those days are over. It's going to fall in crypto winter. It's going to cool off. Okay. I believe maximum, I'm just thinking about 40%, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Bitcoin is going to fall more than 45% in crypto winter. I don't think we're going to have big falls like before. And so I think that the cycle is being altered, but there is a cycle. I still believe in the cycle. Longest there's a halving, there's a cycle. That's what I stand on.
And I agree with that. I think
Yes.
I think my way of communicating what you just said is that the cycle's significance has been overshadowed by institutional investors, but not eliminated. It's
Exactly.
still a constraint mechanism that will be taken as a catalyst at certain moments.
Right.
And I would say that now I want to give my, can I show the chart?
Sure, please.
So let's talk about Bitcoin here, guys. Let's look at the chart. So I've been highlighting to people, this is a weekly chart and this is the 20 EMA.
Mhm.
I like the 20 EMA on the weekly chart. I like the 5 EMA on the monthly chart, just for reference.
Mhm.
And this was a period of long consolidation,
Right.
and this became resistance, right?
Yep.
We came back and we failed here. We pulled back one more time. We
Mhm.
found the strength to push above it. And then we consolidated. Well, all we're doing now is coming back and testing it, and we got a little bounce.
Right.
So that's the whole story. Now, if we end up taking off from here, most people are going to feel like this was so clean technically. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
I
We
see
broke
it.
out, we
Yep.
back tested, we took off. So,
Yep.
they're going to be kicking themselves for ignoring basic technicals. Now, having said that,
Mhm.
I've been highlighting, Larry, that 107, the loss of the 20 EMA on the weekly time frame,
Yeah.
that opens us
Free fall.
Yeah, it's a problem because
Yeah.
this was such clearly defined resistance.
Yeah.
And if we lose it, then it's going to be a problem. It's going to be all these folks that bought up here are going to be trapped.
Mhm.
And we run the risk then of coming back to a potential low of 85K. Now, I'm not predicting that.
Right.
I actually think that because we're actually still in this bullish trend,
Mhm.
and you and I just looked at things like RSI and
Right.
momentum.
Right.
Similarly, there could easily be another 2.5 months of bullish momentum left in this Bitcoin chart.
Yes.
So we follow the indicators.
We're on the same timeline.
Yeah.
I say 2.5 months. That
Yeah, what did I say? I'm
you
2.5
just
months
said
too.
2.5 months. That's where we line up. And he and I have not discussed timelines.
No.
But my timeline has been consistent. I do think crypto winter is going to align with solstice. What do they call it? Real winter. What is the
solstice?
Solstice winter.
I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, but yes.
Some of you astronomers.
We're going to start getting into the lunar cycles next. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, of crypto. So I believe that crypto winter is going to align with winter.
Yeah.
And this year, usually we're running the highs on a 4-year cycle. We're at running highs this time of the year.
Yeah.
But it's been altered. All of the Bitcoin miners, and this does not make them experts just because they mine Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I've had the 3 world's largest Bitcoin miners on the show, as you know, and they've all said consistently the same thing, that we're going to have a fall surprise, a late fall surprise. And
well, can I ask you a question about this? Because I know you've interviewed the miners,
Yes.
and I actually been meaning to chat with you about this. So it really appears that quite a few of them are running and adapting the MicroStrategy, which is to not sell.
Yeah, exactly.
And they are then, trying to raise the capital, and obviously, and that actually eliminates the 4-year cycle a bit more, because what often happens is that they begin to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're the ones that trigger it.
Yes.
And so if these guys don't want to, some of them will have to get rid of because of poor financial planning.
Exactly.
So some will.
But they've all gotten smart. So CleanSpark, I interviewed the CEO of CleanSpark, and we talk while the camera's on and we talk when it's off, right? His thing at the time was, and I was at the Bitcoin conference, it's cheaper for us to do convertible bonds or convertible notes, just like MicroStrategy did.
Yeah.
But it was cheaper to finish mining Bitcoin because they are a miner. MicroStrategy isn't. It was cheaper for him to mine. I think he said he could mine it at around $65K at the time. So it was cheaper for him to mine it than to buy it.
Yes.
So
That's
that's a
great idea.
Exactly. So that's altering the halving, because for those of you that don't know, the halving is exactly what it says. They are able to, every 4 years, mine half the amount, right? And the white pages, I read the white pages. The white pages, man, it's created. So just so you guys know, Bitcoin is created so that the common man could have access. And one whale can't buy it all up.
Yeah.
And it's literally created. It's supposed to be the great equalizer. And it's much deeper than what we think, right?
Yeah. You remember when Jamie Dimon was and Larry Fink were all against Bitcoin and just saying and even Warren Buffett and Munger, who's passed and rest in peace. But they were all saying against it. But now it's it's becoming the standard. It's unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, we're gonna leave it right there. Leave us remember we used to do Technical Tuesdays?
That's right.
This was Technical Fridays. Leave me a comment if you enjoyed this, and get on Josh's case that he needs to be here at least once a month. I mean, at least once a month he needs to come on to the page. All
Absolutely.
right.
It'd be my privilege. Thank you, Larry.
Hey, anything you want to say?
No, nothing. It was a great show. I appreciate your insights. Peace and blessings, my friends.
Hey, good people, listen, make sure you check out Stock Up You. We're starting a new portfolio there, but there's going to be periods where we don't buy anything if we don't see any opportunity. But we're creating a new portfolio there, and you want to see all my plays in stocks and crypto, they're there. But a lot of people need Stock Up You. A lot of people are starting to really purchase it now, especially if you want to know the inner workings of crypto and you know when to buy and when to sell. So those links will be below. And you know what? I've been talking about the event, Josh.
Yes.
So, good people, you guys know who the Admiral is. Let me see if I can pull up so I can give the dates. We are coming. Go ahead and talk about it. We are coming to Virginia. Who's coming to Virginia? The Dream Team. Who was part of the dream team? Robinson, David Robinson. I was with Magic Johnson I wasn't personally. It was like 20,000 other people
Well,
at
you've been in the
Invest
room.
Fest
You've been in the room with. You're going to be with two
Magic
of them
Johnson.
this year.
Right.
Who else
So
can you
you're right.
connect with?
And he brought up David Robinson, and they
Yeah.
was talking about the dream team. And so it just so happens that I will be a guest on stage in Virginia, and David Robinson will also be a guest speaker. I will be a guest speaker, and then we're going to be on together. But on that Friday, when I have the stage, towards the end, I'm going to bring up two dream teamers. Stocks with Josh. I don't know what position you're gonna be playing. This real basketball team is gonna be in the house. Come on out, and then we got Keenan Grace will also be in the house. Listen, I'm gonna leave a link below so I don't mess it up. But you're gonna get David Robinson, the Admiral, he's a shrewd businessman. Listen, he don't just play basketball.
Oh yeah, no.
He is a business beast. You're gonna want to come. He's gonna pour into you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna pour into you, and we're gonna bring up Stocks with Josh, and then Keenan Grace is gonna give his testimony. And it's 3 days, so the link will be below. All right, good people. I always say it's not gonna be long, but come on, the two of us. All right.
It's a great show.
All right.
Loved it.
Love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Peace.